Welcome back to the Sooner Surge for another signed, sealed, delivered. This time the signing comes from Eli Bowen, brother of Peyton Bowen out of Guyer, Texas. Denton Guyer, three-star corner, committed to the Sooners back in August, really just out of the blue. Uh, really an underrated player in the class, if you ask me. Watching him, I know Sooner fans were all over Denton Guyer last year because you had Jackson Arnold already committed. He committed back in January of 22. Then you had the possibility of Peyton Bowen becoming a Sooner, which did happen, by the way. So a lot of fans watching those games closely. I watched them quite a bit myself as well. And you see Eli Bowen making plays. You see Bowen, and it's not Peyton, it was Eli. So really a talented football player, and he's now going to have the opportunity to play alongside his brother at OU.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be flat out honest. The only reason he's not a 4-star is because of his size. There's no doubt about it. If he was anything but 5'9", if he was 5'11", he'd be a 4-star for sure. Now, I don't agree with the rating just because of size. I don't think you can rank someone just because of size. Unfortunately, sometimes the ratings that is what they look at over a lot of things. But like you said, Hunter, one of the stats that stands out to me, if you look at his statistics there at Denton Guyer, which is elite football at its finest, is PBUs, pass breakups. Okay, when you can get 6 or more pass breakups, which he's done like 3 years straight. Okay, that means he is breaking it up. It doesn't mean the guy just drops the ball or it's an overthrow. He's got to make a play on the ball, get his hands on the ball, do something to record the stat as a pass breakup. That tells you right there all you need to know, that he's in the receiver's business all game long. I love Eli Bowen, not just because his last name is Bowen. I know that's what a lot of people think is, oh, he only went to OU because of his brother. Now, that obviously you said it, Jackson Arnold and Peyton Bowen both went there. I'm sure that had a big to do with it. However, Eli Bowen, even though he's a 3-star, Texas was in on him, Oregon was in on him, Arkansas. You can go down the list. The guy was getting offers from whole lot of schools, and OU was able to land him. Regardless of why he came here, whether it was because it doesn't matter. He's a Sooner, and he is underrated, Hunter. I agree with you. Now, I will be curious to see how much size he can put on, but man, he's going to be like a bulldog. I mean, he's a bulldog.
Yeah, and that's what Jay Valai likes. If you listened in the offseason, what he was saying about Josiah Wagner calling him a bulldog, another undersized guy. So I think he likes that bulldog mentality, the underdog, size of the dog in the fight, or amount of heart of the dog, and all that. Like just outworking your opponent, even though you're kind of set back because of your size and all of that. And Eli Bowen, yeah, you mentioned Texas. Like that was a serious consideration. Now, a lot of people, and I'm one of them, kind of just refuse to believe that you could go to Texas when your brother's at OU. But I mean, you look, it almost happened. Uh, OU's big recruiting weekend of the year in June, Champ U Barbecue. Eli Bowen was not there. You know where he was at? Texas. They were doing everything they could to get him there that weekend just so he's not at OU. That's exactly what happened. He was in Norman the week before, so not as big of an event for the Sooners that weekend. And Eli Bowen misses out on the big event. So, like Texas, regardless of how much you can see their fans say they didn't want them, they wanted them very badly. They were in on them from the beginning. They were recruiting them till the end, till he committed to OU. So, again, when you steal someone from Texas, that's that makes it mean even more. The commit for there. But Eli Bowen, just a natural playmaker. He plays just that. You watch Peyton Bowen play, and you just see how natural it all comes to him. You see the same sort of flashes when you're watching Eli as well.
Yeah, got a knack for the ball, and could very well be a difference maker on special teams in the return game because he's also really good at that. And the other thing that I've just got to point out about Eli Bowen, and he's been a winner. 14-1, I think 2 years ago. I don't remember this last year, Hunter, you will, where they ended up, but he's a winner.
Yeah, 2022 they were 14-1. Year before that, he was a Max Preps sophomore All-American. So that's a Max Preps again. That's the most respected high school football site out there. There's a lot of guys that they watch, and a lot of guys in Texas, especially, that they watch. So to be able to make that list, even though it's only for sophomores, it's a big time honor.
Yeah. And Hunter, do you foresee Eli being strictly a cornerback at OU?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, there's a lot of depth in the secondary just everywhere. Safeties, really, there's a ton of depth right now. I mean, you're looking at Billy Bowen's returning. RSJ is finally going to get to start. There's also Peyton Bowen, who, again, we're talking about his brother right now, but Peyton was a 5-star. Like, they tend to start pretty early, and Peyton Bowen made that argument all year long and is going to continue to make that argument next year. There's only 2 spots at safeties. Some guys are going to have to move to Cheetah, but again, look at like just all across the board. There's a lot of depth. You also bring in Hardy. You bring in Michael Patterson McDonald. You bring in again the year before Eric McCarty's finally going to be healthy. Like and I'm leaving off some names. Dave McCullough, that's another one. Like there's just so many guys in that room that I feel like corner is where his future lies because you can kind of rotate in a little bit easier there. Safeties, it kind of tends to be a 2 to 4 man rotation. Sometimes they'll just kind of stick with their main 2. Corner, I know the end goal is to have a true rotation there, keeping guys fresh to where you're running downfield 50 yards trying to make a play on the football. You're not having to run another 50 yards to line back up and do it all again and kind of sub in and out between that incompletion and whatnot. So I would say he sticks at corner with Jay Valai
Yeah.
recruiting so
Yeah.
heavily in the
And
process.
Jay Valai, again, he's cementing himself as a just a massive recruiter, doing a great job. And I don't think anyone can argue Eli Bowen's a little bit undersized, but when you are undersized, usually you have to find ways to compensate, to overcome, to do something to shine because you don't have maybe the size. But he's definitely found those ways, and he's an elite cornerback, and he's going to be in Norman, Oklahoma this next year, ready to play in the SEC. Excited to land Eli Bowen, a Sooner, signed, sealed, and delivered. Thanks for watching these videos. Make sure you're subscribed to the Sooner Surge. Till next time, Boomer.